everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So I'm sitting here with a cup of tea. What I'm currently drinking is the Moscow Mule tea from David's Tea. It's a very gingery tea. I really like it. But having a cup of tea means it's time for my monthly Project Tea update. And if you haven't seen these videos before, basically what I do every month is talk about my tea empties for the month. I also go over any new additions to my collection. At the end of the video, I do like a quick little tea inventory. But for this update, it's going to be a little bit different. If you saw my last update, I had gone through a lot of teas. I had a lot of tea empties. I also had a lot of new additions to my collection. So I had a lot of new things to talk about and things that I had used up to talk about. But I actually haven't gone through anything or purchased anything new this past month. So I don't really have any empties or new additions to share. And so I thought, as I'm doing my tea inventory, that I'd actually show you what I currently have in my collection. So instead of having just a quick little 30-second video, I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you kind of a collection along with the tea inventory. So if that sounds good, stay tuned and we'll get into what I currently have. So the first category of tea that I'll talk about is my black teas. And black tea is one of my favorite types of tea. That and herbal, both of those type of teas I do drink every single day. So I like to have a little bit of selection in my collection. So for black teas, what I currently have is 3 teas. They're all favorites. They're stuff that I've repurchased multiple times. So the first of the 3 is Twinings Irish Breakfast. If you've watched my channel and the Project Tea updates before, you've seen this as a frequent repurchase, as a frequent empty. And I really like this. It's just a plain, strong black tea. This is what I use. I always make a thermos to take with me to work in the morning, and I've been frequently using this one. This is kind of my go-to black tea for the morning to bring to work with me. So I bought it in a larger box so I wouldn't have to repurchase it as frequently, and yeah, this is definitely a favorite of mine. So that's the first black tea. The other 2 black teas that I have, they're both loose leaf teas. They're both from David's Tea. I have a David's Tea pretty close to me, so I have quite a few teas from David's Tea just because it's convenient. I mean, I do like their teas, but it's also really convenient too, if that makes sense. But what I have from David's Tea in terms of black tea is just their plain breakfast blend. So for black teas, my go-tos are just standard black teas. So I have just the breakfast blend, and then I also have the Earl Grey. Now, these 3 I consider just my standard essentials in my collection, and they're ones that I always want to have on hand. As I run out of them, I quickly repurchase. Other sort of flavored green teas I like, but I don't need to have on hand. So I'm very happy with the green teas that I have currently, and I like that they're just sort of the standard basic ones that I'm usually wanting to drink. So that's for my black tea category, just the 3. And then I have my green tea category. So green tea and also white tea, they're teas that I drink more occasionally versus a black tea and herbal tea that I'm drinking every day. So for those categories that I'm only drinking occasionally, I really just like to have 1 or at the most 2 on hand at a time. So currently for green teas, I just have 1. And the one I have, it's also from David's Tea. This is the Gogi green. So I moved it to this little Santa's Secret packaging or little canister, but it's the Gogi green. And this is a very fruity tea, so I would even more classify it as a fruity sort of herbal type tea, but it does have green tea, so there is a little bit of caffeine, so I'm classifying it as a green tea. But it's a green tea. It has goji berries, hibiscus, black currant, and raspberry, so very fruity. But it is really nice for summer. I have used this as an iced tea. I also like to brew it hot, but when it brews, it's very pink reddish type of color, so it looks very fruity. It tastes very fruity. You definitely don't really pick up the green tea element of it. It's much more fruity. So that's my current in terms of green teas. And then for white teas, I currently have just one as well. And the one white tea that I currently have, also from David's Tea, but this is Buddha's Blend. And this is like a jasmine white tea. It actually has green tea as well. There's white and green tea. I classify it as white tea because that's the first ingredient listed, and they also classify, David's Tea classifies this one as a white tea. But this is just very like beautiful. If you really like jasmine, I would recommend this one. It's just very pretty, very nice tea to drink. So this is my current white tea that I have. And then the last category of tea that I have is my herbal teas. As I mentioned, this is a type of tea I drink every day. Herbal teas are great because you can drink them like late into the day. They don't have caffeine. I try not to drink caffeine like so late in the day, otherwise I won't be able to sleep. So herbal teas are really nice. The three that I currently have are the Moscow Mule, which I mentioned I'm currently drinking. I just put it in this container. This is the packaging of this one. And this is a really nice ginger tea. So if you like ginger tea, I definitely would recommend this one. I think this is a summer release from David's Tea. It's like a cocktail collection. So I'm not sure like how long they'll have this one around. But definitely if you like ginger teas, I do recommend this one. So it has ginger, there's candied ginger, there's also lemon. I think there's a little bit of peppermint. I mainly get the ginger from this tea. It's really, really nice. So I think this is also a good one it's a good one like any time of day. So really nice. And then the two other herbal teas are more like staples, stuff I always want to have in my collection. And those include a peppermint tea. Currently what I have is something else from David's Tea. This is the Peppermint Amour. But what it is just straight up peppermint leaves. So I always like to have a peppermint tea on hand. And my favorite types of peppermint tea, I don't really go by the brand, but more just like the type as just being like pure like peppermint leaves and nothing else. That's what I really prefer. And peppermint's really like refreshing and nice for like after dinner. So it's one that I always like to have on hand and one that I drink frequently. So I currently have a peppermint tea. And then finally, the last tea in my collection is another repurchase, another favorite of mine. And this is the Yogi Honey Lavender Stress Relief. So this is nice if you want something calming. This is good like before bed or if you had a stressful day. This one is really, really nice. And this is like lavender. There's some chamomile, but I don't get like a heavy amount of chamomile from it. I don't really like chamomile teas. I can drink it if it's not like by itself. So I like that this is a bit more like lavender flavored, I feel like, than the chamomile, but I do really, really like this one. So anyway, that's my current tea collection and my inventory numbers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was kind of fun to see what I currently have in my collection versus just going over the inventory numbers. But anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.